So, what gun do you recommend for survival? That's a question I got actually yesterday, and my answer is Glock 17 9mm. Guys, this is Fernando doing another video for More Survivalists, and yes, that's the perfect answer for such a question. What gun should I get? Glock 9mm. 17, maybe even 19, but 17. Oh, but that's, well, yes, you could argue and discuss, and we could do entire channels debating what is better or not, but really, that answer simply works. Why? Well, because in general, when someone asks such a broad question, in general, they are looking for things covering self-defense, home security, maybe even concealed carrying, if that's something within your possibilities. It's usually going to be something small, compact, easy to carry, and mostly intended for self-defense, either at home or when out and about. And for that, Glock 17 9mm. Oh, but I like the 19 better. Okay. Oh, but I actually, my grandpa left me this HK USP. Well, yeah, I mean, I go with Glock 19 model 17 because it's what I know and what I like best. But if you have anything kind of similar, and by similar I mean a service semi-automatic pistol, especially made from a reputable manufacturer, HK, right, SIG, anything that is on that same level, that's really all you most likely will ever need. Now, if the question is more specific, hey, what gun should I get for boar hunting in Mendoza? I don't know, something very specific, then yes, that's none of. But when you get that kind of broad spectrum question, yes. And even if you're looking at, well, in some last resort hunting, could you possibly use a Glock 9mm for hunting? Usually, yes. I mean, unless it's some very large game, 9mm packs quite a bit of a punch. It's going to require a lot of skill, and it's definitely not something that anyone would recommend. But for survival, for preparedness, usually that's not what they have in mind. And if they have that in mind, they're probably wrong. What I mean by that is that people fantasize about these things. We talk about this topic all the time. I'm doing it again because I keep getting this sort of questions. And again, semi-automatic pistol, 9mm, I go with Glock. That's going to be helping you out in terms of home defense, self-defense. It's going to, oh, but this is better for home defense. Well, sure, it is. Do I really need a lot more than that? Usually no. It has decent magazine capacity. The round certainly is powerful enough. You don't hear a lot of cases in which people defended themselves with a 9mm pistol and it was just not powerful enough for their needs. Yeah, sure, if you have a shotgun, nice, rifle, whatever. But this is going to be enough for most of those needs. And if you throw into that the question about, hey, but what if I have to bug out? What if I have to move, leave? Well, that is even more so the case. This is something that is compact, lightweight, easy to conceal. It's going to be easy to conceal on you or carry in a bag or even in a fanny bag. Your rifle, not so much. If you have a long gun, then most likely that will have to stay behind if there's any sort of rule of law involved in the evacuation or moving people during that process. You will not be able to, you will usually not be allowed to get onto a bus or a train or a boat or whatever is that you're looking in evacuating during a disaster with a gun on you. We've seen this in Katrina. That was exactly what happened. Now, if it's out of sight, it's out of mind, and that at least gives you something to hold on to as a last resort tool for self-defense. We talk about these things because we like talking about them, and it's true that it's often overdone. It is not something you're most likely to end up needing. The thing is that if you do end up needing it, there's no replacement. We can talk about water, flashlights, this, that, knives, sure. But when it comes down to, I need to stop someone from attacking and hurting me right now, or my loved ones, this is what you need. And beyond that, you also need the knowledge so as to use it properly, right? The stuff that I write about in Street Survival Skills and Surviving the Economic Collapse, that is often going to be more important than the actual tool. Why? Because if you have that knowledge, there's a very good chance that you will avoid finding yourself in that situation in the first place. I talk about things so as to de-escalate also in terms of potential dangerous situations. All of that awareness, avoiding problems, knowing how to deal with people, all of these things are going to be a lot more likely to help you out than the actual tool itself. But if you end up needing the tool, there's no replacement for that. You need to have it with you. So I get the question. It is indeed a very valid one. And that's the answer. I go with Glock. You could have a number of other quality, renowned manufacturers that make good service pistols. You could go with that too. I have no problem. I would avoid the shady, oh, I've never heard of this brand, but it's super good because one guy once told me. That's the kind of thing I would definitely avoid, right? But other than that, yeah, it's really not all that complicated. Get something that's reliable, practice with it, get qualified training. My book will definitely help you if you cannot either afford that or is it not available in your country. In Street Survival Skills, they have dedicated chapters to those skills that you can practice on your own, and it's going to be making a huge difference from starting from zero, nothing, and just wishful thinking that you rise to the occasion, okay? Guys, it's going to be all for now. Let me know your comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.